We're gonna try it.
So we had some crazy storms go through last night.
Oh my gosh.
But this is something we wanted to check off the list.
Okay, talk about pit in your stomach.
We had a couple items that we wanted to check off our list before we left South Dakota, so we came over here and checked into this KOA resort. Now it's $150 a night because all they had left was a patio. A ton of activities, and it's close to some major attractions, so $150 is probably worth it to some people. We have a hard time spending $150, but we want to get a last couple things off the list. When we went to the Grasslands Information Center in South Dakota, when we were going to stay up on the wall, they were telling us how South Dakota has the record for the largest hell balls. And they're not like dime size. Those are big. I don't want to experience anything bigger.
While being in South Dakota, one of the things we knew we wanted to do is drive the Needles Highway. It is a 14-mile stretch of road goes from Sylvan Lake down to Legion Lake, and it is known for having giant spires of rock that stick up out of the ground, kind of like needles. It does have a few tunnels that have some restrictions on it.
So it's really the width restrictions that we're concerned about, because some of those tunnels have restrictions that say that they're 8 feet wide, and that I think the shortest one is 9 foot 8 inches. Now we should be able to fit into the shortest one just fine with the kayaks, and if we wanted to, we could take the kayaks off and put them in the back of the truck, but we kind of wanted to have the kayaks on the truck just because typically we carry them with us. But we can't really take off the fenders, and those are exactly 8 foot wide. And with the mirrors out, we're 8 foot 6 inches, so we're still extending past that, but we can fold in the mirrors. But the only thing I was concerned about there, if we fold in the mirrors, then I wouldn't be able to see where the fenders are as we went through. So I'm hoping that I could keep the mirrors out. It's exactly 8 foot. The tunnel is 8 foot. I'm thinking there's probably a little bit of margin in for error because people have said that they're conservative with those limits. And if we get over there and we don't fit, we'll just back out. And for some reason, if the height doesn't work, we'll take the kayaks off and we'll put them in the back of the truck. But I'm not as concerned with the kayaks as I am with the width. And we could fold the mirrors in. I guess if I'm going to scratch either side, I want to do the passenger side because we've already been scratched over here. Yeah, should be fine.
So this first tunnel, the Hood Tunnel, it's before you get to the park. And it's the shortest of all the tunnels at 9.8. So I'm thinking if we make it through this one, height-wise, then we are good.
In theory.
In theory. Stressed. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, Hood Tunnel. Okay, Hood Tunnel. All right, we got that. That was a piece of cake.
I think that gives me more confidence. So there's a lot of room on this. There's a lot of room on the sides with so the mirrors are out. There's a lot of room on the sides, but that's not the most restricted for width. That's the most restricted for height. But there was no problems with the kayaks.
That makes me feel good about.
Did it look like there was the kayaks were gonna hit?
No, not at all. Now I can breathe a little bit. So we started up here north at Sylvan Lake. We were told that if you take the highway this way, there's a chance you could get a glimpse of Mount Rushmore. So that's what we're hoping for. But check out this lake. There's a lot of people here. We're at the Needles Eye Tunnel, and this is the tunnel I've been the most excited for, but also the most nervous about.
And that's because this one has the lowest width clearance out of all the tunnels. Height-wise, we're not concerned about it because I think we're going to be fine here. But width-wise, this has 8 foot clearance, and from fender to fender, we are 8 feet wide. With our mirrors out, we're 8 foot 6 inches.
So that means we're going to be taking our mirrors in.
Mirrors are gonna have to come in. Okay, so I'm going with the mirrors out right now. And there is a lot of room. Mirrors out.
Okay, talk about pit in your stomach. Watching that was like, oh my gosh. But it was cool, and it wasn't as bad as we thought. So it was a piece of cake, really, but it was close. It was tight.
All right, that was crazy.
You were really, it was close on this side.
It wasn't as close as I thought, though. It was.
No.
I left the mirrors out the entire time. The entire time.
But there were a few times on the side that you were close that I got, but overall, I mean, the height was totally fine. Our time here in South Dakota is wrapping up. We only were here for a few days, and in those 3 days we tried to pack in what we could. Mount Rushmore, that was more moving than I could have even ever imagined. And then, of course, the Needles Highway was beautiful. That drive is a must-do, and the Needles and getting through the tunnels. And then we ended up doing the Iron Mountain loop or road that went up and around. It kind of connects to it, so you can do that too. There was tunnels, but the road was so curvy, and I did get car sick. But through one of the tunnels was such a surprise. We went straight, and like you could just see Mount Rushmore right through the tunnel. That made all the car sickness and everything all worth it. So definitely not enough time here, and we want to come back. So leave in the comments below any fun, interesting, neat things we need to do when we come back, because we're gonna come back. Ryan's like getting everything all ready. I'm gonna get the pups in the truck, and we are out of here. We'll see you next time. Something about when you're full-timing and you're going through all of these states that you cross your state, and it was such a cool feeling. We haven't been here, the rig hasn't been here for 9 months, which is way too long. We came for just us, we rented a car and came here for just a very short visit at Christmas time. So we really haven't been here. So crossing that border, we got texts from people who know our location and know where we're at saying, welcome to Idaho, welcome home. So we're almost there, we're getting close.
You make this feel like home. If you're by my side, it's where I belong.
Sometimes when we find a spot, it's like we just keep extending and keep extending, because we can. We're like, keep extending. All right, so we have a short travel day today. Literally like 3 rows.
We extended the K-way again. So
This is going to be our last night, though. No more nights here.
So we got a little bit of leak here.
You make this feel like home.